Welcome to Sweet Home, California. My name is Jennifer, and I am just taking the opportunity to practice going live some more because I have some exciting news. I am going to be starting a show on This Way Network, and it's on YouTube right now. Just look for This Way Network, and they have a collection of people. Pretty much most of us are small, relatively new YouTubers. Sweet Home Maricopa, Michael from Sweet Home Maricopa is pretty much the glue that holds us together. And there are some other great people in the background that are going to be helping us out and have been helping us out. They've been doing this since January. I've been on a couple of the shows as a guest. I've been interviewed by Nina on Sweet Home, and I have been on Blue Collar Talk as a guest host, and now I'm going to be starting my own show called Rainbows and Silver Linings. So I talked briefly about it in a video I uploaded earlier today, but basically the concept is that I want to have a show that is going to be focusing on more of the positive. There's so much negative stuff out there, and I kind of stopped watching a lot of the mainstream news just because it just makes me feel so terrible after I watched it. But there is good things out there too, and I know that doesn't sell, and so I don't know if this isn't going to be terribly popular with you all. If you want to hear positive news, please comment out there. Helps to encourage me. And I will be probably the first show that I do, going to be out next week, will just be me and kind of describing the channel and our goals and everything. But I do plan on having a guest or two on the channel as well to kind of help me find some of these great stories and to discuss them. And so anyhow, the rainbows is, the good news. It's a Christian symbol that has been co-opted by the left, and I really kind of I don't want us to be afraid of grabbing it back. It's our symbol. It's our symbol of hope that God is not going to destroy us by flood, even however wicked we are, and we still are. Even with the coming of Jesus, we still have wicked ways that we need forgiveness from, and we need to turn to God. But that rainbow is just our symbol that we know that God isn't going to destroy us by flood again, and so we need to be thankful. And at the end of the storm, you see the rainbow. That's the good news. And then the silver linings. When the clouds are over us and we don't know what's going on, we don't necessarily know what good is going to come out of it. But the silver linings, just to try and find, even if we cover a story that looks like it's really bad, well, we'll try and discuss how we can see the good in it. And because God does work all things to the good of those who trust and love the Lord. That's not to say God works all things for good. That's not it. It's not necessarily even everything that we're going to see in this lifetime that everything is going to work out for good. But for those that love and trust in the Lord, things in the end will work out for our good. And I firmly believe that. And that's what the silver linings portion of the show is going to be about. So if you've got some things that you'd like to have covered, please comment. Please add that in the comments and research that. You can go ahead and put links in there. On comments, I think anything with a link is held, just to make sure that we don't have bad links, things that are not good for people to go onto. But I will be able to see that on the back end, and I'll be able to see if you got something good for me to track down. That would be very helpful. I really appreciate it. Now, in my title, I said also that we were going to do a People's Convoy update, so I want to cover a little bit about that as well. First, thank you so much to all subscribers that have joined my channel since yesterday. I know a lot of you found me because I was covering the People's Convoy, and some people were saying, oh, God bless you for going on this. Well, I do want to make it clear, I am not on the convoy. I really wish that I had that freedom to be able to do that. Unfortunately, I don't. I did find a YouTube channel, though, called Saznak, That's Kansas spelled backwards. And oh my goodness, you have got to find this guy's channel. I will put a link when I've stopped. Sasnak, Kansas spelled backwards. And subscribe to this guy. He is a trucker. He's got bona fides. He's been a trucker for over 30 years. And but he has the freedom. He has put his house in order that he works during the warm months, and during the winter months he has saved his pennies, and so he can do what he would like to do in the winter months and not have to worry about driving a big rig. So he just drives around in a van, and completely by happenstance. I mean, this is God working. This is what is that called? It's not a coincidence. It's something else. If you know the word, put it in the comment down below. When just something happens and it's divine providence. He happened to be on Route 40, and he saw all these trucks going by, and he's like, what's this? He said, he was aware that there were some convoys that were starting up, and but he didn't really know, what the routes were or when they were doing it or anything. But I don't remember the exact story. I think he was like filling up or something, and he saw all these cars and the truckers going by, and he said that would be really cool to cover. So right now he's embedded in there with them, but he, being in a van, he's got a little bit more flexibility. So he's with the convoy, but then he can also like jump ahead. And when they left out of Kingsman, Arizona this morning, first of all, he covered what they were talking about. He covered the fact that they've gotten so many more donations. They don't know what to do with them all. It's just such a blessing. Water and snacks and food. There was a local gas station in Arizona that donated over 25,000 gallons of fuel. The organizer said, go to this gas station. Actually, they brought a tanker in to where they were, but they said if that isn't enough to cover everybody, don't worry, go to this gas station and they will fill you up there, gas, diesel, whatever, and then we will be on our way. And he said, even if you are only down a quarter tank, make sure you fill up. So God provides. You don't have to have everything all planned out. Just start on the road. God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And this is just a great example. So anyhow, Sasnak covered that on a live stream on his channel, and just the blessings. They ended in prayer. They sang the national anthem. It's just so inspiring, and the leaders are always calling for peace and unity and welcoming to everyone of all creeds, all nations, all parts of the political spectrum. And they emphasize it's not left or right. This is about American freedom, and we need to get back to that. And it's just choking me up here. It's just awesome. So please subscribe to his channel. This guy, he hasn't done a lot of live streams, so that's new to him. Takes practice. That's why I'm doing this myself here, just trying to take every opportunity I can to be better at this, because this is what I want to turn into my side hustle. Help me become financially independent enough that I could just say, hey, you know what? Let's go cross country and follow a convoy. And unfortunately, I'm not in that position to do that right now. But with your help and God's grace, I may be able to do that in the future. So that's just fantastic. Also, as far as cash donations for the People's Convoy, they are accepting that through their website, thepeoplesconvoy.org. And as of 6 o'clock Eastern time today, they were over $550,000. So that's fantastic. But as I said, they're getting other things as well along the way that people are just dropping off, cash that's just being given to people when they stop by at the Great American Pizza and sub place over there. I think it's called Golden Valley. It's near Kingman, but it's outside of Kingman. It's near there. There were just tons of people waiting and giving, flying flags and encouraging the truckers to honk their horns as they're coming through. And then when they left this morning, Sasnak, he drove on ahead to a overpass so that he could videotape as the convoy was coming underneath the overpass, and he was talking to the people on the bridge while they're waiting for the truckers to come through. And it's not just truckers, it is also a lot of cars, and even truckers in cars, because the cost of gas in some places in California right now is over $6 a gallon. It's just absolutely crazy. Hey, I apologize. I have more to say, but please hang on in there for just a few minutes. I've got to go into the post office before they close in 5 minutes, because right now that is my main job, is I've got to get orders out for people. So don't go away. I will be right back. I've got 4 boxes today. Don't go away. I'll be right back. All right, do I have anybody there with me still? Thank you for hanging in there. The few of you that are there, say hello. My post office is great. I come in pretty much all the time at the very last moment, because that is just me. I am a procrastinator at heart. And God has watched over me. My guardian angels have watched over me. 99.9% of the time, I make it in time. But our post office, even though we're in California and it's a federal building and they all are being forced to wear their masks, so I went in and out without mine, they don't say anything. They're just happy to see me. I always pay for my packages ahead of time, so I don't really cause them too much extra work there at the very last. That UPS guy just went right through that red light. Anyhow, so what else did I have to say? So about the convoy, I read some articles today, and that's the reason why I wanted to be there. And if any of you are near where the convoys are going through, and it's not just the People's Convoy, there are going to be a few others that are starting here. One tomorrow from out of El Monte in Los Angeles, California, and there's going to be another one on March 2nd that's leaving out of Fresno in California, coming south through Bakersfield into Los Angeles, and then going along the southern route south through the United States. I think I-10 is the main thoroughfare they're going to be choosing to go through. So anyhow, try and find these and see exactly for yourself. Go on one of these overpasses where they're going to be going through. Take out your video camera, record it, post it to YouTube. Push the hashtags, the People's Convoy or Freedom Convoy or what have you, so that people can find it and put to rest the lies of the media. So I was there yesterday at the People's Convoy kickoff, And sure enough, yeah, I got there about 7:15, and I saw maybe 25, 30 trucks. I'm like, wish it was more. But by the time they had the kickoff at 10 o'clock, there were 40 to 50 trucks. And again, this is not just trucks. There were campers there were RVs, and there were hundreds of cars. And not necessarily all the cars were going with them. Like myself, I waited to the end and I saw them all go through. It took an hour and 45 minutes for all the vehicles that were in that parking lot to leave. It was really inspiring. I really liked that. So anyhow, I look at some of the articles today in the Washington Post. Actually, I don't want to say for sure. I will put links in the description as to where these I got these articles from. But there was one that was like they left with a couple dozen trucks, and they weren't even carrying full loads. Well, a truck driver doesn't necessarily own the back half of the truck. They pick up the back end, and they may own just the bobtail. They may not own the trailer part of the truck. Also, unless you've got a purpose for the back end of the truck, why are you going to pay for gas to move that much more of a vehicle, right? But they did have a couple that were the full-on trucks because they were accepting donations and to have a distribution. So there were at least 2 or 3 that were the full-on trucks that people could put, the water and supplies and the food and everything that people have been donating, and that they invited people that are part of the convoy to take as needed. So they wanted to make some big deal in this article I read that not all of them were full trucks. They were just the engine, the bobtail part of it. Like what's the deal? But anyhow, a number of the people that are in just regular cars, like Sasnak, for instance, are truckers. They're got the bona fides and everything, but they are choosing to ride in their own in a smaller vehicle. Again, gas is expensive. There was one gentleman that I spoke with who came from Oregon. He's a trucker, but it's just too expensive. You didn't know if people would be donating gas and things like that. And even if they are, you want to be respectful of people's donations too. You want to be a good steward. But these people, the convoys, you can't miss them because people are adding flags and signs and everything to encourage folks as they're going through the towns and everything. So anyhow, there are definitely hundreds of vehicles involved, and that was leaving from Adelanto. When they got to Kingsman last night, or Golden Valley, right outside of Kingsman, and then they left this morning. They were delayed in leaving this morning because it's just unseasonably cold right now, and I don't know if you heard, there were some serious accidents along 40 in Texas. So they, safety first. They're like, we're gonna war game this a little bit and see what the weather is gonna do, and whether or not we need to adjust the convoy route. And I think they just decided that they're gonna keep the route, but they started later, have a chance for the temperatures to warm up. So they didn't leave until later in the morning than they had originally planned. And the organizers, again, this is on Sasnak's live stream, so definitely you gotta link up to that and keep up to date with everything that's going on there. He is a cool guy. But anyway, the organizers said that they had doubled in size, so they had twice as many trucks and vehicles and people involved that were leading out. And of course, the newspaper, like, not all these people are going to go to the end. Okay, well, people do what people can do, but the point is not just getting all the way to DC. The point is that this is encouraging by these mandates and these mask requirements and everything. We're not alone. We can stand up. Courage is contagious, and this is how we're spreading it. This is how we're going to make sure that we get our friend back. And I hope that this will get the moderate Democrats and the libertarians and the independents, and educate them on what exactly it is that conservatives want, and that it will show the rhino Republicans that being a rhino is not where it's at. Lindsey Graham, I'm sorry, you do not deserve your office. Mitt Romney, you do not deserve your office. two of them and a couple others decided to be absent for a crucial vote, ensuring that money for these mandates could not be removed, because of course the Democrats want money spent on these mandates. But they could have done something. They could have forced it, but they didn't, because they didn't want to do their jobs. So very, very disappointing. But this is the purpose of the convoy. The purpose of the convoy is to be inspirational. It's just like with Trump's rallies. They are inspirational. They let us know that we're not alone, that we can talk about these things. My husband just changed jobs and recently, and he loved the cellmates. He loved the cubicle mates that he was with in his old job. They were a couple conservative guys, and they could talk politics, and they felt very comfortable around each other. And it was just, he felt he really liked that, and that was one thing that he said he was going to miss going to his new job. And when he got there, he did tell me, he said, "Oh yeah, I don't know what his thoughts are. I don't know if I can really talk about anything going on." And but he said, it's been a few weeks now, and he'll say something, and then Kevin will indicate that he agrees with it or something. And so now it's like people are scared to say what they really think, because they're afraid they're gonna have their someone's gonna jump down their throat. So it's funny how you just have these little symbols that basically can let somebody new know that you're on their side or whatever. And like in my neighborhood, it's the American flag. Everybody in my neighborhood that has an American flag is 100% patriot, and there is a single exception. Very interesting. And so it's kind of like a quiet thing that's like, all right, I could put a flag up, and it's kind of like how we identify each other. It's very sad though that that many people that are on the left don't have that love of country, that they don't want to put that flag up. And so that's how that's basically how we know that they may not be a safe person to talk to about politics and things like that. But anyhow, yeah, my neighbors are great. And I'm in California, and somebody commented on my stream that I did yesterday that they were really encouraged to see that amount of effort going into this convoy, and it's starting in California. Yeah, and there's going to be 2 more convoys starting from California. I really wish I could be there at the start of these other 2, but they're just a little too far away from me. But I will try and see see where they're going through, and see if I can be on an overpass for either one of them. So anyhow, but if you can, wherever you are in this country, find an overpass where these convoys are going through, get your sign, get your American flag, encourage these truckers. It'd be great, because there's long stretches of road where you're just really far away from towns, especially out here, out in the Midwest portion of it. I remember when I was going through my cross-country trek from Maryland to California, there are areas of this country where you will go for hours without seeing a town. I am home now. So I'm going to wrap this up. I really appreciate those of you that have hung in there with me. Thank you very much. I am hoping to be monetized here shortly. I need to get another 400 some odd hours. And my new show that's going to be on This Way Network isn't going to be on this channel. It's going to be on the This Way Network channel. And I will put a link though in here. But anyhow, that's not going to go towards my hours or my monetization. It is going to go towards This Way Network, which is a great opportunity, again, to network, because we are all in this together. We need to build each other up. We need to have these alternative media sources where all the news that we see and hear is not filtered through only like 5 major companies that are in turn controlled by maybe 2 or 3 people in the whole world. Is crazy. Like the whole of Europe is in on the same Build Back Better plan like Biden. So yeah, I'm not really a globalist. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments. Anyhow, if you like these kind of live streams or whatever, let me know in the comments. I appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the share. One thing that I learned was how to edit. I had the extra long live stream yesterday of when the convoy was leaving, and before they left the ceremony, and they did have some doctors on there that said some things that is not YouTube friendly, if you know what I mean. So I did learn how to edit a live stream that was already put up, and I did delete those. I did do some self-censorship for the good of this channel. But you can find the original full thing, including the speeches of the doctors, on my Rumble account, and I don't know if I got it up on Locals yet, but I'll put it on Locals as well, so you have your choice, whatever you like to watch, and please watch me over there as well. And so anyhow, I will go back and edit out that dead space on this particular live too, once I have a moment to do that. Anyhow, God bless, and I will talk to you later. Oh, check me out too. I don't know if it's going to be live tomorrow, but I'm going to be on with Michael over on This Way Network to talk more about the convoy. Anyhow, God bless. Talk to you later. Bye.